And the Australian men's cricket team are really proud to partner with the Alana and Madeline Foundation in terms of the Pledge Not to Sledge online campaign, and to have Josh Hazlewood as the face of the campaign I think is particularly relevant given the way that Josh plays the game and carries himself through life. And a real credit to the Alana and Madeline Foundation, their inspirational CEO, Leslie Podesta. We're really grateful for the partnership that we have with Leslie and the Foundation. We're really respectful of the work that the Foundation does, and it's with great humility that we play some sort of role in supporting that. We're really serious about carrying ourselves as an organisation and as a sport with real respect for others, whether it be on the field or off the field. And you've heard me say before that this is professional sport, so the goal will always be to win. But the expectation we have of ourselves is to compete with respect. And that's far more important, and that's the non-negotiable expectation that we have of ourselves. You know, social media has emerged over the last decade or so, hasn't it? And it's fair to say that people are still learning how to behave appropriately online, and I'm no expert whatsoever, but I'd love to think that given the work that the Alana and Madeline Foundation are doing in this space, that we'll see a future where people aren't writing things about someone else online that they wouldn't be prepared to say respectfully to their face in the physical world. And let's hope that that's where we can get to. And congratulations to the Alana and Madeline Foundation for leading Australian communities in this way.
Kevin, with the tremendous crowd you got yesterday, New Zealand going to wait another 32 years to be back here on Boxing Day?
No. No, we really value the partnership with New Zealand. We're already having some high-level discussions around the cricket calendar from 2023 to 2031, and we absolutely hope and look forward to hosting New Zealand at a Boxing Day test well before another 32 years passes. They're a really important partner and an important nation in the world of cricket.
Will that Boxing Day test be at the MCG?
I would anticipate so. That we're in discussions as well with the MCC, as you know, in terms of the next round of venue hire agreements, and also working with the Victorian government, and really productive discussions on both fronts. And the reality is, as we know, there's only one venue in Australia can host over 80,000 people on Boxing Day, as the MCG did yesterday. It was just a picture, wasn't it? So that's something that we're really grateful for, we really respect, and when 80,000 plus people want to come to a test match in Australia, then they're coming to the MCG.
Can you shed some light on the talks with the government? What exactly are you hoping to agree with them?
A continuation of the great work that's been done in recent years. The Indian Summer Festival last summer was a great success, and we're in discussions about a continuation of summer festivals and using the Boxing Day test as a platform for community engagement across all cultures, and particularly the cultures of the visiting teams. We've had 16,000 New Zealand residents fly across the ditch to attend this match, which is just fantastic. And that brings a fantastic positive social impact and economic impact. And we're really excited about how we can use these festivals in future, as we did with India last year, to make even more of that.
Is there a big variation in the deals from, say, MCG to SCG to Adelaide to Perth in terms of, I guess, what the incentives are for both sides, say MCG in terms of crowds or the type of cricket being played?
As you'd appreciate, there's some differences and unique characteristics that every great venue around the country has to offer. We've got Optus Stadium in the west, one of the greatest stadiums in world sport. We've got the MCG, the largest cricket ground in the world, and we're out to set a world record for attendance at a women's sporting event at the T20 World Cup final on the 8th of March. So that's something that can only be done at the MCG. The SCG is a turning pitch, the Gabba as the fortress, if you like, where the Australian men's team is undefeated in over 30 years of test matches at the Gabba. So very different dynamics, both on-field and off-field, at each of the venues. But the beauty of it is it's the patchwork quilt of Australian cricket. You've also got Adelaide Oval, which is now an iconic day-night test venue. So all of the grounds bring something special to the cricket community.
Given the reciprocal nature of scheduling, Kevin, can you see a time that the men's national team is playing overseas on Boxing Day and there might be just BBL fixtures back here?
Oh, look, the MCG test is one of the perhaps two most iconic tests on the planet, along with the Lord's Test. And you'd have to say, given that this is the equivalent of 2 AFL Grand Finals. MCC CEO Stuart Fox was quoted saying that the other day. And that indicates the importance of it to communities right around Australia, not just in Victoria, and in fact communities beyond Australia. And so I think given the importance of the MCG test to world cricket, I'd like to think that it'll remain here in perpetuity. There's a bit of work to be done on that front, but you'd have to say that it's best for world cricket to have a Boxing Day test in Melbourne for many, many, many years to come.
What do you make of the Indian Super Series that's been proposed?
I think it's an example of the innovative thinking coming out of the BCCI under the new leadership of President Sourav Ganguly. So in his very short time as president, only a couple of months, we've already seen India commit to and host their first day-night test, which was a sellout in Calcutta. So absolutely brilliant result there. And now a suggestion around the Super Series, another potential innovation. And so we'll be in India next month and Bangladesh, in fact, talking about the future cricket calendar. As you heard, we're in discussions with New Zealand as well, and I was recently in Pakistan talking about the importance of our future partnership with Pakistan. So some great innovative ideas coming out of India, and really important discussions with all of our partners in world cricket, including India.
Kevin, just one on New Zealand in that light. I mean, they've had 3 years of financial losses in a row. Given the amount of discussion going forward that you're having at the moment, I mean, how important is it that you don't leave a country like New Zealand, or I suppose those countries that rely a lot on ICC revenue, behind?
We're really respectful of the importance of our international cricket relationships and the role that we have to play as a leader in world cricket, in supporting the development of cricket in other countries. We're really looking forward to hosting Afghanistan next year, and that's an example of our commitment to world cricket. It's a fantastic event here, as you say, against New Zealand, and great to welcome so many Kiwi cricket fans. And we take that role really seriously. So, and hence the trip to Bangladesh. I'll be at the final of the Bangladesh Premier League in a few weeks' time in Dhaka. And as I said, recently in Pakistan. So we have discussions with all member nations of the ICC and take really seriously our role to partner them and working together with them to grow the game.
Are you trying to be a bit of an honest broker, I guess, between what the ICC have looked to be doing in the next cycle and obviously what India might like to do and other countries?
Oh, we're just trying to be a good proactive partner to both the ICC and its members. Cricket is part of the fabric of Australian culture, and we've got to play our role in making sure it remains and becomes an even stronger part of the fabric of some other cultures around the world. Obviously, cricket is more or less a religion on the subcontinent, and it's absolutely the favourite sport in the likes of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and so it's brilliant to see the game emerging in countries all around the world, and so yeah, we just take seriously our role as a partner with the ICC and all of its members.
Couple more guys.
Kev, I know you spoke a bit on radio yesterday about the possibility of 4-day tests. Is that something you look at next year as far as that Afghanistan test goes?
Oh, look, we haven't got that far yet. We're obviously in the middle of an exciting test series against New Zealand that's part of the World Test Championship. We're really hoping to qualify for the first ever World Test Championship final in 2021, so we're excited about that. But once this international season finishes, as you know, that's when we start the planning for the following season. And we'll go into that with an open mind about how we can support the growth of cricket in Afghanistan and the best way to help that their tour to Australia contribute to Australian cricket as well.
Do you see 4-day test being played in Australia at some point in coming years though?
I think as we explore possibilities in the next cycle from 2023 to 2031, it's very important that we ask ourselves the right questions in world cricket. We know, having surveyed around 8,000 Australian cricket fans a couple of years ago, the two main things that they wanted from us were an expanded BBL, we've delivered on that, and the other thing was more innovation in Test cricket in the form of 4-day tests and day-night Test cricket. So it's been great to have a couple of day-night tests this year, and we've got to look really seriously at the future of 4-day Test cricket. And given the average length of Test matches is less than 4 days, then it's something to consider really seriously in the next 8-year cycle from 2023.
Could you play India in a 5-test series?
Oh, look, in my heart, I'd love to think that we could do that. We've had discussions with India whereby both of our nations play England in 5 Test series, and India and ourselves would both love to pay the same respect to our series against each other. The one thing we won't do though is, although I should say that the one thing that we're most focused on is the well-being of players. And so we won't be asking players to play any more in the next 8 years cycle. So if there was a way to play 5 Test series against India and also maintain the well-being of our players and not ask them to play any more, that'd be a great solution. It remains to be seen whether that can all fit.